what I realized with J.P. Morgan was that his upbringing was a lot different than ours. His dad had him sitting at the table reading a book, reading financial statements, and understanding how to break down numbers and how to assess deals. He would, at any given point on the day, he was 10, 11 years old, he had to break down 20 to $30 million worth of deals and decide if they were investable or not. And he had to decide if they were investable based upon their financial situations. And if they had good financial bookings, they did not want that business. They wanted the people that were struggling, who they knew would need the loan and wouldn't be able to afford it. And that's why they own so many companies, because they preyed on the people who did not have an understanding for business. And so they took them out each one by one because they understood what the weakness was. Now, some may say, yo, that's just evil, right? I just said he knew what his market was. He knew what his niche was, right? The people like us, right? Because a lot of the people, even back then, and if you ever been to Africa, who's been to Africa? You've been to Africa, all right. If you go to Africa, it's still kind of like that. You got the moguls, like the really wealthy, and then you just got poor. It ain't no mixtures. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's none. Am I lying? No, there's none, right? And so when you look back at that time, it was the really wealthy, and then you had everybody else who could not afford, right? And so the people that had the books, the money, and all of this stuff, they were able to educate their children at a very early age. So by the time they became teenagers, they were doing exactly what their parents were doing. And so I think I started this to say, I look at that and I say, wow, how am I moving the economy forward? Like, what contributions am I doing that I can move an economy forward? And I think sometimes we think too small about our businesses and what it is that we're doing and what we're called to do. But if you start thinking of yourself as a mogul where you're going to impact nations by your gift, like each and every last one of you have a gift, not just me. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all have gifts. And if you think about how can I impact the most people, like right now you're breaking a cycle in your life, right, through real estate investing. Why is that important? Because she just told us they tell them when they get heat. I don't want nobody to pay for something for me. You got to tell me when I'm going to get heat, what time of the year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm telling y'all, like, I'm so spoiled. If my AC go out and my AC got to take longer than 5 minutes to get to my house, I'm firing him. Like, you know what I'm saying? But because I created options, those options are extremely important. And so I just want you guys to kind of like think about like, yo, like, how am I, moving the economy forward? Because each and every last one of us are called, right? At some shape or form, whether it's through youth, whether it's through the real estate investment that you're doing, whether it's through your products that you have right now, whether it's through the car business that you're doing, like how can I move it? And one of the things I learned, and y'all seen David interview one of my friends, Naveen, right? That's the billionaire, right? One of the things I notice about Naveen is he will not invest in something he's not obsessed with. He's not making that up, y'all. Wow. Did y'all see that interview?
Yes.
Like, he will not invest into something he's not obsessed with. Like, literally, he don't want to like it. He wants to be obsessed with it. And for us, a lot of the times we do something because we like it. It's fun. But because you're not obsessed with it, you get bored. You be like, the moment you get punched in the face by rejection, you fold, you quit, you know what I'm saying? But when you're obsessed with it, you're like, hit me again, hype. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes, right? So, and I think that's what we have to do. And I realized, like, who told me I was Harriet of real estate? Is she in here? So, all right, 3 different times in the past 2 months, they told me I was Harriet. 3 different people. David Shands told me that. I'm like, I'm not Harriet, yo. Like, Harriet is, you know what I'm saying? Like, Harriet is another beast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, goals. Then, somebody from the D in our inner circle, she was like, I just need you to know that, God placed on my heart and in my spirit that you're the Harriet of real estate. Like, you're just, you're taking the people, through this underground railroad where we don't know where we're headed, but we know once we get through there, it's a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're going to have generational wealth through real estate investing. I'm like, D, you don't know, like, you're the second person that done told me that, right? Then my banker, a white man, he said, you realize you're doing what Harriet did. You leading the people out of captivity. I'm like, how many times do I need to hear this? Right? And so it's like, okay, so if I'm moving the economy forward by giving away my gift, and not just giving it away. I think you all can agree, right? If you've been in the inner circle and you've been active the whole time, I am extremely active.
Yeah.
Like to the point where, you know, I miss out on deals, being honest with y'all, because to me, it's so important that if you guys have a question, or if y'all in the middle of something, or is this something you don't understand, or if you don't have your opportunity yet, I'm like, yo, I need to make sure that you get what I have already. Because if I miss a deal, I'm gonna be okay, right? If you miss a deal, that may be your opportunity, and I don't want to be the cost of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes sense?
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like so passionate and obsessed, right, with you guys moving this cycle forward and closing on these deals. And even if you're not closing, practicing these deals. You know what I'm saying? I practiced with no money until I had it. That makes sense? I practiced with none. I ain't have none. But I visualize myself in the place that I am now. I told David the other day, I said, I remember praying to God to be exactly where I'm at right now. He said, what you praying for now?
Wow.